Can you hear me now?
No.
Can you hear me now? I think they can, actually. Hello? Hello? Let me know.
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yes. Success. Alrighty. Right. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, yes. Let's try this again, shall we?
5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. Let me take this stuff off. Awesome. I'm going to put, okay. So, well, at least it happened early in the day, right? And not on preview night. I think, when things get updated and they never, really tell you that they're going to update them and stuff, but I appreciate you all hanging in there. All right, I'm going to try and connect my other camera. Okay, so just bear with me while I try and do that. So here we go. Extra camera. Let me see if I can connect this device. Well, I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day. I'm super excited to show you the projects, and by the looks of it, my friends, you are enjoying what we were putting out as well. So I'm excited to share that with you. Let me see if I can connect this camera. I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to plug it back in. And let's see here if I can connect this camera. Well, I'm going to connect the iPhone camera. Can you still hear me? Let me know, my friends, if you can still hear me. I think you can. And I think, oh, you know what? I'm going to toggle back and forth. Bear with me here just a second. Today's going to be a little weird with the cameras, but just bear with me here. Let me put on my glasses so I can see. And I'm going to toggle the camera back. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I want to try and toggle. Here we go. Okay, I figured out how to toggle. So, all right. Let me just start that over. Hang on. You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm going to just edit this whole, for the replay, I'm going to edit this whole irritating business out. I'm going to pretend like I'm restarting it. I'm going to restart the Free Tip Friday. I'm going to restart the countdown. And then I'll edit it. I'll fix it in post, as they say. So hold, please. We're going to restart. And here we go at marker 12 minutes, 59 seconds. Here we go. Okay, everybody, it is Free Tip Friday, the Great Extravaganza Project Preview. Take two. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for sticking with me here, right? Um, Apologies for that, but I think all of the tech issues have resolved themselves. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? It is, if you're watching me live, it is Friday, no, not June, July. What? July 18th. Where's the summer going? It is Free Tip Friday, and it's the Great Beat Extravaganza preview night or preview day and night. My friends, yeah, Karen K, thank you. I don't know. Who are you people, and what are you doing in the bead shop offices? Exactly. Take three. 2025. It's great to have you all here. You know, our Great Beat Extravaganza, the weekend is upon us. We have all been like rushing around behind the scenes. You know, it's like that Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland Babes in Arms show, right? When we're like, you know, I have an old barn, I have some costumes, I have an uncle that, you know, plays the tuba, whatever, let's put on a show. Well, that's kind of the Great Beat Extravaganza kind of spirit behind it. We are going into, this is our 20th TGBE broadcast, if you can believe it. So back in 2020, what we did was a bunch of us companies got together. It was at the height of the pandemic. We were all like really missing in-person shows, in-person things, right? Groups and stuff. Barbara, I know people can hear me because I can see it. Go ahead and raise, what do I want to say? Somebody put it in the chat. Raise your volume. Check your volume. So we did. We got together and we decided, you know what? We're going to do this thing called the Great Beat Extravaganza. And from that day, I think I'm trying to remember in 2020 what the actual month was. I think it was the midsummer, this summertime. We all got together and we jumped on social. We jumped on the social platforms. We all figured out how to stream. Some of us had been streaming for a while, but some of us were brand new to the streaming platform. So it was crazy. So we just jump in. So, you know, still 5 years later, 20 shows later, you know, sometimes we still have glitches. Sometimes, you know, things happen. But as I always say, going live, my friends, is not for the faint of heart. So you just have to jump in, you know, and do your best. So Janice, thank you so much for being on the other side of the computer today. And I have gathered everything for my Kate's Bead Party that we're doing all weekend. We're gonna kick off the party today. I'm gonna show you some of the samples right here. And yeah, so it's all there on that page. I'll go through, I'll share my screen if I can a little bit later. And I'll show you where that all is. But if you opened your newsletter this morning, it had all of the info there for the Great Beat Extravaganza. You can also find our newsletters, my friends. If you miss our newsletters, you can go in and we have, and if you scroll all the way down to the homepage, on the homepage of beadshop.com, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see there's a link for the newsletter and a link for the newsletter archive. And the newsletter archive is fantastic. You can go back in and you can see, I think, the last, maybe it's 10 emails or so that are there. I'm trying to count them. But if you miss one, you just go to that archive page and they're there for you. Okay, so if you miss them or whatever, go to the newsletter archive page. It's also on the pull down under socials, and you can read the latest newsletters. Today's newsletter, the one that went out this morning at 2 a.m. Pacific time, you can go and there's a full schedule of everything that's going on. But let me give it to you in a nutshell. Right now, Free Tip Friday, we're going to talk about the project in just a few moments. A little later on today at 5 p.m. Pacific, 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have our preview party. All of the TGBE businesses and groups, hosts, whatever, we're all going to be together. It's the preview night. We're going to show our projects, that kind of good stuff. It's always so fun to chat and get a little silly on the preview night. That's going to be streaming on the Great Bead Extravaganza platforms, linked in the newsletter, as well as on the Bead Shop platforms. So we are good to go there. Then tomorrow, Candy Cooper starts things off with the big kickoff. I think it's like at 8 a.m. Pacific. It's on the schedule, the TGBE schedule, also in the newsletter. And I think I need to post it on the homepage, which I'll do after this broadcast. She has a little FYI, right? And talks a little bit about, not the rules and regulations, but some guidelines, to let you know, make your TGBE viewing experience as easy as we can. And then she goes into her segment. I go into my segment. Jill McKay goes into her segment, and so on and so forth. So Saturday and Sunday are going to be chock full of your favorite TGBE presenters. Then, my friends, on Sunday, the very end, we're going to close it up. We don't have a special guest this time. Usually we have a special guest, but we've got some fun special guests lined up for the last two TGBEs of the year. Or maybe there's just one. I guess there's just a fall. And then we restart it. So the last one of the year, we're getting some good special guests. So you'll see special guests again. But at 4 o'clock Pacific tomorrow, day after tomorrow, on Sunday, we're going to do what's called a show and tell, where some of the presenters are going to get together. We're going to talk about things that we're working on, interesting things that we've kind of found in the bead world and beyond. So yes, it's going to be fun. So anyway, you folks are super sweet about this hair. I will tell you what, I did nothing today. I have hardly even brushed it. So I'm lucky to have good hair, I think. So, but thank you. You're very, very sweet. So I appreciate all of those kind words. It's all smoke and mirrors, my friend. Smoke and mirrors. So let's take a look at the project, shall we? I know that's why you all are here. So let's get to it. Oh, and thank you, Sandy, for mentioning that. All week, and I'll link it in the newsletters. I had been linking it earlier this week, but we had a lead up, the trip around the bead world. We had the lead up to the Great Bead Extravaganza. So each day this past week at 3:30 p.m. Pacific, I guess it was, a pair of the Great Bead Extravaganza friends linked up and did a fun broadcast. Neely and I were on Wednesday, and it was super sweet of you folks to join us and join in. Had so much fun. I had so much fun with Neely. He is really, really fun. We had a great time. And I know last night was Cynthia of Green Girl Studios and Heather of Humble Beads. I didn't get to watch them, but I'm going to watch it on replay. And you can watch it on replay on the Great Bead Extravaganza groups and pages. All right. So now let's take a look at the project, shall we? Let me see if I can toggle this over without screwing things up too badly. There I am. Look at that. That's not too bad. Okay. I did it. Mostly. Okay. Though I have to kind of physically zoom the camera in and out, right? So bear with me. Let me show you the projects first. So what I've been loving right now are knotted beads, right? I'm loving like 8 and 10 millimeter beads knotted with bright threads and just some really fun rounds. So what I did was I contacted one of our Tucson vendors, which she was really fantastic. We did this all over FaceTime, and I picked out some really amazing, fun rounds for you folks. I'm going to try and get in there a little bit better. And so they're all on the page. I've done, this one is Sodalite. We've got Porcelain Jasper. We've got a bunch. I pulled some more of these. We got really great strands of, this is carnelian. I know it looks like onyx, but I'm sorry, not carnelian. It's garnet. I know it looks dark like onyx, but I promise you it's garnet and it's delicious. If you haven't grabbed one, grabbed one. These strands are all limited. If you love them, my friends, this is something that I want to continue to get in because she has such a great array. Her beads come and go, so she does have different things in. So when these are gone, I may or may not be able to get them back in. If I am, I'll restock, but you'll see some new ones as well, right? We also have a few 8mm. We've got some mixed stones in the 8mm. Some of this dyed blue jade, which is delicious. Look at this Botswana agate in orange. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's like that carnelian. This is that dogtooth amethyst or flower amethyst. Yeah, really, really gorgeous. So these are perfect to knot. And you know, Janice and I both are big with knotting. And I love layering these knotted pieces. Okay, so what I did, and I'm going to show you the piece. I still haven't quite finished it, to be honest, but I started this piece for me a while back, and I've been showing it to you for like months, it seems, right? So these were some personal beads that I had in my stash. These were 14mm. I'm still on the hunt for some good 14mm for you. I'll find them. Don't you worry. Don't you fuss. I'll find them. So I just made this for myself. I had this kind of carved and plated old Tibetan bead. One of my buttons that I made, this kind of Bali, it's an African bead, but they call it Bali, B-A-U-L-E, bead here. And I strung it with this crazy, crazy, super bright poinsettia Ceylon. And some of you loved it. It was super polarizing. Some of you loved it. Some of you hated it. I love it. So we got some of this in just for the TGBE. We also got this green. It's the neon yellow, actually. It kind of looks kind of greeny yellow, right? It's this one. And look at how bright that is. I mean, it's just crazy. And I don't think that you can go wrong with a pop of neon. But you know what? If a pop of neon isn't your jam, don't worry. We have so much Ceylon that you can just choose whatever it is you love. So let me show you this one. This is another one that I made. This has the porcelain jasper. Can you see that? I'm going to scoot this back just a little bit so you can see it. I've mixed some chain in with this as well. Tomorrow we're going to go over all of the how-to, all of the gem knotting with this, how I attach the chain like this. But this I used a blue. Let me see. Let me try and get in there with that blue. It's this one. So if you don't like something that's neon, right, you can, put in any color you want. Look at this one. I am so in love with this right here. Look at this one. I love the neon too. I'm so glad that you're picking up what I'm putting down. If you're not picking it up, my friends, don't worry. You do you. I am not offended in the least, but I just wanted these pops of neon. I don't know. They make me feel happy. I feel like we need some brightness in our lives. You could also go black. You could throw our black in there. But I wanted to show you also some of these. Now, if you were watching on Wednesday, you saw that Emily was doing her Christmas tree project, right? It was really fun. And we have a bunch of these 8mm fire polish that um that we just had a whole bunch of them. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to string a necklace with these as well. What I did was, this is the vineyard, and we were using it for the ornaments on the Christmas trees. But what I did was I grabbed a strand, they're in long strands like this, and I sorted them by color. Can you see that? So there is kind of a color progression here. You can also mix it up like this, but I thought that the color progression, the color blocking gave it a lot of sophistication, right? I love color blocking. So what I did was, and I'm going to kind of hold it up so you can see this, I knotted it with that crazy poinsettia color to give it another pop. What I also did, and it's kind of hard to see here, what I also did was I added, this is regular Ceylon in this neon poinsettia. I grabbed a strand of fine Ceylon. This is in the grape, and I strung them together. Okay, so can you see how this looks together like that? Thank you, Curtis. That's exactly right. If you end up not liking it, it's just thread. Cut it up and re-knot it, right? 100%, right? So see how these thread, I mean, look at that, how great that looks together. And it's super subtle, especially since the poinsettia thread is, let me see if I can get it a little tighter in there. That poinsettia thread is a little bit bigger, and the purple thread, and I'm going to take photographs of it. It might be a little bit easier for you to see. I'm sorry, it's a little hard without my regular camera app to show you, but trust me, that purple thread is in there. So feel free, my friends, to mix your threads, because these hole sizes, this is a 1mm hole size right here. So this is really, it's a great color. You can use that heavy regular Ceylon doubled. You can even double this with some of the fine. The hole sizes are really large. I mean, look at how that glows. It's just gorgeous. You could add, I mean, wouldn't this be cool? You could go like a super pop of like this black and neon, right? Wouldn't that be cool with like, I don't know what color bead, right? Choose something that you like, right? Let's go kind of crazy. Let's put some blue in there with that, right? So whatever, don't be afraid, right? Just jump in, right? Let's see. And Terry's saying she needs a Ceylon sale. Well, Terry, and I should have put this up. I was so busy like restarting the broadcast and everything. Of course, we have a TGBE coupon code for you. You can enter TGBE 15 at checkout and you'll save 15% store wide. Okay, so use that coupon code, my friends, when you check out. It's also on the homepage. Apologies, I should have let off with that, right? I should have let off, but really, just play around with. You don't even have to string anything, to be honest. Play around with your colors, right? Look at this bubblegum and the grape. This is in fine. This is in regular. You don't have to use the same sizes of threads, right? And even more so, I think, if you don't have enough room for 2 doubled strands of the regular Ceylon, The fine Ceylon is just small enough that when you pair them up, right, you could pair this. Look at that. I mean, it's just crazy. The colors are just crazy. If colors and if colors are not your jam, go for something a little more neutral. We have a ton of neutral threads as well. Okay, so here is that teal. Look at that teal, how great these two look together. And you could put them in with, here's that flower amethyst, or what they call dark dog tooth amethyst. Look at that, right? I also grabbed for you, and I'll tell you, behind the scenes, Janice has been working behind the scenes, not only for this project, but for Emily's tree project. These have been two monumental projects. We've added some of these large, pardon me, these large brass beads that I've been throwing in. I haven't even gotten to the clasps yet. But I love just throwing in these kind of single beads to kind of give everything kind of some interest, right? I mean, look at how great the three of these just kind of stack on each other, right? So the large, Michelle is asking the size of these guys. These are 20 millimeters. So they're about 3/4 of an inch, these guys. It's those. We have this kind of plainer 8-sided one. And then we have these rondelles. And these are all kind of rough brass, but I love them. Unfortunately, I couldn't find, I'm still on the lookout for, Isn't That One Beautiful, out of my own personal stash as I taunt you with it. But I'll be on the lookout. They've got to be around somewhere. I've had this a while, but I thought that these would be a really fun stand-in, right? I just like, all you need are 1s or 2s of these and toss them in, and see what works. Now, let's take a look at clasps, okay? Because we also sourced some clasps for you. And again, with the way that the import situation is right now, it's not always easy to get all of these clasps in, but Janice waved her wand and made it happen, and they're on the page. But I want to show you these new ones that we've gotten in. Is this everything? I've got that one. I've got this one here. These are called gate clasps. They're also called like C clasps, I think. But they're just so fun to play around with. Oh, here we go. Here they are. Here's some more of them. That's what I want to see. I also threw in this jumbo lobster because I love it so much. And we also got in, let me show you this here, right? We got these kind of old school, old fashioned. Miranda, would you grab me a few of these, the little, those?
Oh, yeah.
A couple in gold and a couple in silver, please. Yes, push swivel. Those are such a vintage, no, that'll do it.
Or any other?
No, I think that'll do it. They have such a vintage vibe. And the way that I use them, let me show you. Let me show you this one here. So I used some chain. I listed the chain on the Kate's Bead Party page as well. You'll see some of my chain choices, but this is our long and short chain right here. And the closure, what I did was, this is just a short piece of knotted business right here. Okay, knotted section. It's about, I'll tell you the length, it's about 11 inches. Okay, then I just got a piece of chain, connected that chain to one of our large jump rings. I'm going to show you this connection tomorrow. I promise you, you're going to love how all of these go together. Then you can see here, I created just a little bundle of charm goodness using this new bee charm and our bezel briolette right here. And this clasp, it opens and shuts just like that. And these, you would see them on watch fobs. This is really something from the vintage watch fob world. But see how that is there. And then you can attach your charms to it. I can attach that charm here. I could attach another. This is our fern charm from Nun Designs. We just got this in for the bead party. The clasp, what did we call it? Charm, clasp, and bead party, I think. Miranda gives me the side eye because she's been wanting to have a charm party since the day she got here. Let's put this on. There we go. Just as simple as that, right? And connecting those on. So let me show you this one. This one here, and I used the full strand. I think someone was asking about, and I'll put these on so you can see it. I think I used every single bead on the strand. These strands now come out to about 15 to 15 and a half inches. So with the knots, etc., I'll tell you, this has come to, with the clasp, it's about 19 inches, which for me is well nigh perfect. Okay. And I'm using our pearl closures. I mean, just look at that. Look at it. Just, it's so good. And I bet you might have in your finished jewelry stash, maybe you had it, maybe your mom had it, maybe your gran had it, some just really plain vintage, like round beads, right? You might have some. You might have them like, remember how they used to string them in like a big bib, right? You used to wear them that way. Cut those suckers up and reuse them, right? Stan Millie says yes to Miranda's charm party. Miranda, we're going to have more charm parties. Look at how great that looks. And then this is another one of those C clasps, or gate clasps. Look at kind of the carving on this one. And see the way that they open is just like this. This pushes down like that. We have it in another style. Look at this one with the dots around the sides. They around the outside and around the inside. Same thing. They push in like that. What I do for these is I use either a bead cap on the end like this, or this pearl closure on the end like this. And then that's where this clasp connects, right? So what you would do is you could just slide your charms on like that. This will need a larger, I'm going to go ahead and put a larger jump ring on that. Let me do that here because I want it to be facing the right way. So I'm going to take that repurposed piece of chain. Maybe I'll just let it kind of hang down there. And I will take this. It's really kind of mix and match, choose your own adventure. Whatever works. Okay. Oh, I love it. Karen said, I'm going to add my World War I Army buttons and vintage charms. That will be really cool. I'm going to show you, I haven't finished it, but I'll show you the button. Well, you've seen the button one, but I'm wearing one that also has a button on. See, look at how nice, how great those look all together. There we go. Right there like that. Isn't that, it's just fantastic. We got a bunch of new charms. I also listed some of my favorite charms from our site, but you can put anything you like on here. We've got this one that's a little bit smaller, right? So if you don't want something that's super big. We also got these screw cap or these screw on ones that I like a lot. And these, what you can do, those kind of carabiner kind of ones, that screws open, and see, you could dangle that, I want to call it the watch fob clasp, whatever we're calling it. let me attach some chain right here. Hang on. This is just chain. So you could do just a chain necklace. So let's put that on. Actually, I'm going to take that off. Sorry, take that off. Put this chain on. Get in there. Put that little guy on. Come on. Maybe that charm right there on. And then the other part of this chain. So you don't have to do any beading. Can you see that? And all of those clasps, Carolyn, if you go right on the homepage and you see Shop Now for Kate's Charm Clasp and Bead Party, you will be whisked away to the page that I created. And if you sort on the left-hand side, and I'll show you where it is, you can sort by clasps, and you'll see all of these new clasps there. They're also in the clasp category. They're also in just in, so they're in several places. Okay. Let me close that up. But look at mixing the metals on this, right? Look at how terrific that looks, right? Doesn't that look great? This is also one from my personal collection. I made this a while back. If any of you have any of our large hole pearls, and again, I'm going to try and get some more large hole pearls in. They're kind of thin on the ground right now, but these are some large hole pearls that we sold, I don't know, maybe last year, these big silver ones. So these are here, but you can see doing buttons. This is a C for Catherine button that I had in my stash. So you can kind of look through your stash, but look at how fun. We've got some large hold semi-presh right now that you could do this with the leather, right? Wouldn't that look terrific, right? I wish I had every bead in the world right now, right? To tantalize you with this fun project. But this is a great one to get some clasps, get some chains, get some things, and go stash diving, right? Use up some of that stash because you won't want to buy new beads unless you start using some of that stash, right? Look at that really great seated Buddha. This is a nice one. They go on really nicely on these pieces. So you can use this right here in the center. And then, and then keep going. You could also, I have seen people, what they've done with these, because this kind of neck mess thing starts to get kind of crazy. People just kind of link and link and link a bunch of these, and then it really starts to get this kind of crazy vintage look. Let me see if I can connect these two. Will this one go in? I don't know that it will. I think I need another one of those carabiners, but let me just see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep these two like this, and I will put a big jump ring on the other side. You could also use a couple of those too. Whoops, sorry. I'm down there. The large gemstone beads, they're also there under shopping. They're also in the Just In. I can make some little special smaller boxes too. Might be easier for you folks to find. But if you go, as I say, to the bead party, you can go to the side and sort by 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter, whatever it is that you like. You'll find them all listed there. And I'll try and bring that up on the screen here in a minute. Let me just put this together. There we go. So look at that. Look at how fun that looks. If you want these to be sitting in the same direction, though, I don't mind how they kind of link that way, right? Like this. Linda, I can see your chat. So it looks like it's working. So let me let me go. Let me put myself back on the screen here real quick. Let's do that. Here I am. So let me take off some of these. Okay. Let me see. And I want to show you. I'm really liking, well, I like them all. But let me get this one. See if I can get this one on. I shouldn't look in the camera because it's backwards, so it'll, there we go. So see, look at how great, this way, there we go. It's a really nice, it's a really nice length too. Look at how great that looks. Let me add this one. I'm just going to pile it on until it starts to look ridiculous, right? Might as well. Okay. Oh, thanks, JP, for moving around the just-in collection as well. I don't think I quite got to that. I appreciate it. Okay. So there we go. We've got a couple this way, right? Let me get that big button. There it is. There we go. I want to put that bead on that side, right? Let's see if this chain one that I did is long enough. This is totally random out of my bead box. So let's see if I can put this one on too. This might be a little bit long. Hold, please. Let me see if I can feel it. There it is. They're really easy to slide on. All right. So look at, I think I would put the chain on the bottom. There we go, right? Really fantastic. And then I can top it all off with my own personal pearl one, right? With the button. I love clasps in the front. I love the way they look. There's the button right there, right? So look at, I mean, it's very, very, you know, maximalist, which I kind of like that. Someone else also asked about the earrings. Cheryl, you were reading my mind. These guys here, these are the, what did I call these earrings? No, these are the, with the super duos. Orchard House? Yeah. Orchard House? I think they're under super duo earrings. I stitched these. This is with our Orchard House. We might still have some of that Orchard House mix. This is our super duo mix from March, I think. It's called Orchard House. The earrings, you'll find them under the Earring Project. And I use diamond glaze to stiffen them. So it's kind of like a brick stitch, and then the super duos are stitched in there. It was super fun. I did a live broadcast. I think it's back in March is when I did them. April. But April? Did I? Alcott earrings is what they're called. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Alcott. And they are in super duo earrings, I think. Are they not? Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Janice, for putting that there. So you'll find them. You can find a link to those beads. I think it looks great. I feel like I call it my my museum lady outfit, right? When you're wearing, you know, when you're all set, ready to go to the museum, you're wearing all your stuff. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go to the museum, my friends. Let me see if I can give you a little tour to the homepage. I don't know. This might be asking, borrowing trouble. It was May. Right, because of Alcott. Louisa May Alcott. It was May. Thank you. So it must have been May's monthly mix? Yes. There we go. I don't know. It's all a haze. Right? Thank goodness Miranda was checking. Bear with me here just a second. Let me see if I can call up our website. Let's see. There it is. Let me see if I can add it to my screen here. Allow, yes. Share. Let's see, did that work? Yes. It did. Okay, so let's take a look. So we're here on the homepage. This is the kind of restyled one for this weekend. Here's the TGBE discount, TGBE 15 at checkout, and then all you need right here for Kate's Charm Clasp and Bead Party. Shop now. If you click there, you can take a look and see here all of the clasps are here. All of the semi-press, all the charms, all of that. And if you look here on the left-hand side, you can sort everything and find all of the stuff that I've kind of chosen for it. All the jump rings that are appropriate, right? Those are all right there. I worked on this morning, you guys. I worked real hard. So all of the chain, look at, there's all that chain. Oh, the ready-made chain. I need to show you. I'll show you that tomorrow. What to do with the ready-made chain for this as well. But you can see, it's all right there. So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right. Well, my friends, we were off to a little bit of a rocky start this morning, thanks to the video gremlins that were up, but I think we made it through. So for the rest of the day, relax, have fun, be creative, jump over, use our coupon code TGBE15 to save 15% store-wide. Tonight, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, you will, hopefully you'll join us for our TGBE preview. And Karen K, thanks for asking. The clasps are going to be around for as long as we can get them. I love using them, and I'm super stoked to have them. Hopefully we'll find some additional styles as well, but they're going to be around for as long as we can get them in. Okay, then I will see you folks tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. 10. What time am I on tomorrow? 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. Yeah, 10. 10. Sure. Pacific. 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the big how-to on how to pull these together. All right, my dear friends, thank you so much. Gosh, so many of you have joined. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So many of you are here. We really, really appreciate you. All right. Until this evening, my friends, for the preview. I appreciate you all being here. Thanks for sticking with me with the little bit of glitches we had today, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.